Hey everybody, Whip here, and welcome on back to Xlife for episode 11. I'm so very excited for this one. We're going to be working a lot on the base today. I've got some great ideas for how we can expand this structure here. I got a little inspired by Joel on this one. I saw he was making a mega base, and I don't think our base is quite big enough yet. So with that, we're going to be building an entire village down in this area. I've been loosely thinking about and planning in the back of my mind for a while now, and well, I'm going to be pulling the trigger on that one. To get ourselves started for today, however, I would like to come in here and duplicate this map over. Also a little bit inspired by Joel. Again, is we have this entire area here. I want to make sure I don't pick up these maps and actually look at them, but we have this one that we made a long time ago. And I want to create a duplicate copy of this one. So what we can do here is we need to pick up this entire guy right along here. And it looked like that worked out pretty well for us. And then if we bring all of these guys down, we should be able to update them and put them into a new map, which for now is just going to go right over to here. But let's make sure this thing actually updated. Yep, that is up to date. I realized I never put a date on this one over here, but this is our old base right there. And now we have this one. It's a lot bigger already. Oh, I didn't even upgrade. We have our little thingy down here. How could I forget about our little zoo? Come on, what is wrong with me? Before we get to expanding our domain down here and really taking this base to the next level, I want to spend a little bit of time working on our base up here, mainly creating our bedroom, because that's something that I feel like we gotta spend a little while doing. It's been sitting up here with just a lone bed with nothing around it, nobody there besides it. It's so sad. And I never use it because it's so empty up here. But I wanted to take the time to actually transform this upper area into a sort of a bedroom today. And what I was thinking is, first and foremost, let's get rid of this bed that I never use. And we can isolate this entire area out here. The way I like to plan interiors is kind of using full blocks. So I'm going to isolate this entire area out here. We'll get a cool bed design going along with it. Maybe a little bit of a shelf action right in here. Then we can change these to a little bit of like different gray colors, and then because that's a little bit solid white gray, a closet structure right in here, which I think would be pretty sweet. And I do want to add in a sort of like a retaining wall, not a full wall, just maybe honestly like these two blocks right here. We could put in one of those paper walls that just as would be a dividing factor so that the room is kind of off on its own, because then you can still walk in directly into it. But then also maybe we do bring it like that, like a glass pane width, so it only goes halfway across. I think that would look nice. Then out here, I wanted to add like a small seating area. So we have our doorway right here. I'm thinking we can do a table of sorts out in here, just somewhere to hang and everything like that. And then maybe we do like a couch and another couch section right in here. So maybe we do move that table. And as always, I'm thinking big old plants inside the corners. And then over here, I want to put in, I'm almost thinking like a parrot cage or a fish tank of sorts. I think could be kind of cool to have in like this section. It would be absolutely tiny, but I think like a fish tank of sorts, because I just love having fish tanks inside of my builds, but something in right there. And we could put, you know, maybe a new lionfish. We can get Leonardo round 2 or 3. I don't even know at this point, but I think him hanging out right in there could be pretty fun. And then we'll figure out something that we can do in here. Maybe do some more storage along this side over here so we can have a little bit more of that stuff. Are we ready for it, folks? Are we ready for it? This is taking me way too long to be able to make this one here, but I'm very happy with the interior of this one. So let's do a little bit of a flip around showcase here, and a bam! Check it out. This whole thing's finished up. First thing I want to point out is I put a temporary painting in here for this one, just a screenshot of one of my old builds, but this is where I want all of you to come in. If you want to make any fWhip themed fan art, whether it's on one of my builds, Coda, anything else that I got going on here, or just whatever you can really think of, I am looking for paintings to add around this base. So if you want to tweet those at me, tag me on them in Instagram and everything like that, if there's any cool ones out there, I will replace this picture for one right here, and then I will definitely go ahead and add them throughout the rest of the base. So if you want to do anything like that, please be sure to let me know. Then over here, we've got a little bit of a bookshelf action and this type of stuff here. Just a little, I think I might actually get rid of these. Just make it a little bit more open, or maybe we just add those to the base to make it a little thicker. And then we've got a lovely little seating area over here. The fish tank is in. I need to get a fish in there, and it's looking pretty sweet. I'm using all these little tiny lights up here, which is one of the ceiling lights. And I think I want to do like a little bit of a border around this guy. I actually don't really mind it too much from the outside. It looks awesome. From the inside, it's a little blocky, so I'm just kind of leaving it for now. But maybe we just bring vertical slabs around here of the marble type and get rid of that plant. That could work out well. Then coming over here, we've got this area. I completely stole this design from Catherine because she is the best at making Minecraft interiors. Just absolutely blown away. So we've got a little bit of a computer desk for ourselves. We got our mouse. We got our keyboard with the iron bars and the invisible item frame. And then I've just kind of added this little desk structure around it. Another plant over here in the background. So, you know, when I'm doing my streaming thing, we got a nice little bit of greenery out in the background, everything like that. And then over here, we've got the lovely bed. I think it's absolutely awesome. I'm going to kind of keep working on this thing over here. And while I'm doing that, we're actually going to go ahead and meet up with Megan because she wants to talk about the tree.
fWhip!
Hey,
My
how's
house
it going?
looks so cool.
Awesome. I'm glad you like it. I did almost die like 4 times on it, but thankfully I got this new shiny stuff that stopped me. I got called out.
Gosh.
I got called out real
hard.
hard.
I saw the clip. Shelby was recording and I saw your little body just fly in the background to the
She's
ground.
just on the pillar over there, and then she was like, "Meow." I was like, "Oh god."
Yeah.
I went and looked
What
back at
feather?
that one, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, that would have easily killed anybody." Yeah, that new
100%.
that new hell shelf enchanting stuff. I know you all been working on that. The new
yeah.
wizard tower looks great, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we have our enchanting stuff in there, and then we have a bunch of mob spawners. So we're gonna make
Ooh.
little dungeons underneath the wizard tower
Ooh,
for us
very
to, like,
nice.
you know.
Oh,
look
it's
at
on a
little-
lily pad. Oh, I never.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we're working on things. Really gonna turn this area around. Make it look super, super cute. I did
Awesome.
have a question about my build. I was looking at it and I was like, oh man, this looks so cool, and I love the little rooftop garden. But you
Mhm.
think if we round out the edges just a little bit, or not the edges, the tops a bit more, I don't think I need to have a view up there. I
Okay.
think it could look a little bit more like a tree, I guess.
Sure. And then these vines here, those I will come and clean these things up. I was like, it's a cool experiment, and then they got a little out of control.
How do you
Little out
clean
of
these
control.
up? I don't even know like where to begin with that. These
If
are
you
crazy.
put string below them, they'll just stop growing downwards. So
Oh!
I'll just pillar up a bunch and replace it with string, and hopefully that'll work out. We'll see.
Okay. All right, I'll work on it. Diamonds are in this chest.
Okay.
I did a couple of
Awesome.
those from scratch, and then I went to your shop and just bought the 2 iron ones because I was just done. I'm like, this is taking too long,
Yeah. Well.
but I'll work on it.
Thank you for the business on both fronts then. So for
Oh, yes.
I guess while we're here for the
Mhm.
top of this one, do you want like the no rooftop garden? I know you had mentioned it earlier, and I was kind of thinking about it. What could be a little cool is almost if we make it look like the branches are their own little trees up here, and kind of giving some
Oh.
shade to this top area. So like I could bring
Oh,
up like
okay.
some branches out of like the corners or something,
Uh-huh.
and then kind of cover it that way to round it out a bit more. But then I don't know. I think that'd be
Yeah, that could be cool.
It could still give you a place to like hang out up here and walk around. You can always get rid of this garden. I just kind of filled it with stuff I had on hand.
Oh, yeah.
So
No,
do you
no,
want to
no.
turn it into like a
I still
barbecue
like-
area or?
Yeah, I still like this area. I still definitely want to have this, but I just want it to be rounder on the top, so in the distance it looks more
Yeah, less like somebody
tree.
took a leaf cut or a tree
Yeah,
trim or whatever and just
chopped
like
it off.
meow.
Yeah, exactly. Because it looks so cool, but in the distance, I'm like, oh yeah, it definitely looks like someone just sliced my tree at the top.
Yeah, no, yeah, totally. When I left, I was like, I don't really know what else I could do for her. It was kind of like, I'll just leave it now and see what she has to say when
Well,
we come and
yeah,
talk
because
later.
if you covered it, it would cut off the view. So I totally get it.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll come back and finish this one up here. Before we jump back over to the base and also work on the stuff over at Megan's, I thought we'd come out here and try and find a new fish for ourselves. And I saw all of these cool coral bits that I wanted to get one of these. Look at this thing, a petal coral fan. There's so many new types in this mod pack, and I love it. Maybe we'll take one of these guys for now, and we'll have him as just our lovely little guy here until we can find a lionfish, and then we can return him back to his home. But I do want to see if we can't get one of those. But for now, what is that thing called? A goatfish. We could have our goatfish. The greatest of all fish. Oh, there we go. There's a lionfish. Let's get him. All right, before he kills any other fishies, let's put this guy back on the ground. We got to get some water, and I think we want you. We do. Bucket of lionfish. He is now safe and sound inside of his little tank here, so let's leave him be, and we can run off, and let's go fix up Megan's place. I feel like that's a good step number 2. Hi, buddy. Hopefully you don't somehow find a way to die inside of here. That would be great. Back over at Megan's place now, we've got a few things we have got to fix up, and one of those big things is, well, it's going to be a lot of work dealing with these vines. I brought a bunch of string with me that we're just going to go to the base of these things, like this one right here, and if you just do something like that, and then another one right in there, that'll stop that stuff from growing, and you can barely tell there's string there, and it helps gives a little bit more detail. So we're going to give the vines a nice little bit of a haircut, and at the top here, we have to reverse a haircut and add in a few posts that are going to go up and bring a few more branches out here. So I'm thinking we could maybe have one actually extending out right out here and kind of going off in this direction. And then I was thinking another one would be kind of cool if we disrupted this face and had another one going out right here. And those are two different like diagonal ones. And I don't want to disrupt this main area too much, but I kind of want to make it feel more like you're within a tree. And then I'm thinking our last one we could have maybe coming out right here. So we'll start with those three and then we will go from there, my friends. But I think the best way to do this is through the form of a good old-fashioned time lapse. Well, it definitely feels like we are in a forest now up here, and that's pretty sweet. I tried bringing it down and still keep it a little bit of the view, but still having some spots where you can see through and a lot of making it feel like you're actually in the top of a tree, and I wanted to maintain that airy feel still, and I think it turned out well. So hopefully Megan likes it this time around, just adding in that little bit of extra stuff up here, but I think that's a pretty good project done for the day. Next up on the list for stuff today for me is actually, it's streaming time over at twitch.tv/fWhip, you know, a few days ago at the point when you're seeing this video. But I think what I want to focus on for a little while here is terraforming that backside behind our base that we worked on behind the waystone area, being this lovely spot that Jack has to look at our floating base over here. And on top of that, I think it's time that we finally upgrade the rest of these tools, because we got another star sword, but we don't have very good stuff over at the rest of these. So it's time for us to get to that. And get to it, we did indeed, my friends. I am feeling very, very strong at this point in time. We got a smooth fWhip here that is a nether star pickaxe that very much goes brr, 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 brr. And I don't even know what sound either of these would make. So we got the smooth fwhammer and we got the regular fwhammer, and this has Fortune 14 on it. Yeah. 14. And the terraforming work did happen as well, which I'm super excited about. It's no longer floating back here and it is looking just fantastic. And we've got two other things left to do today. One, I've got a really funny idea for. We can do something with Jack over here that I think would be really, really entertaining. And then outside of that, I want to come over here and see if we can't work on this area. My idea was to force a little bit of a mini collaboration between Jack and I by coming over here. And I've talked about it a few times on streams and whatnot, but I want to offer him a deal of, I know, oh, he has a very cute puppy dog. Oh, I need a puppy dog like that. But I know he's been a little bit, I've heard it, people have been saying that he's a little like, oh, look at Whip Space over there. Look at Whip Space. It's so big, and man, he hasn't been able to build too much over here. So I wanted to offer my hand and my skills of building and everything like that. And we got to find a good spot to do this. So he's got a panda. He's got all of his other stuff back in here. I think, oh, it's a rolling panda. And then there was another bigger guy back in, oh, Vikram. Hi, you look pretty cool, dude. I'm just gonna leave you back there. I don't think he would mind if one or two of these trees, like maybe this guy right here, were to disappear. So I think what I'm gonna do is maybe take this one out for now and we can replant it if he needs it. And my idea is this right here. Magic beanstalk. Magic beanstalk. Insert 2 diamonds to grow. So if he does this, I don't know what he's going to do moving forwards with this one, but if he puts 2 diamonds in there, I'll come back and check this every few days. And if he puts 2 diamonds in there, I'm going to grow it up a bit and start the growing process and move it on to a next stage. And then be like another insert 2 diamonds to grow. And we'll just eventually build this giant Jack and the Beanstalk style magic beanstalks coming up out of here. I think it'd be really, really cool. Just eventually 2 diamond, 2 diamond, 2 diamond to where we make some big puffy clouds and everything. And then, I don't know, even maybe get to the castle on top. We'll see how long that goes there. But I think it'd be really cool. Now I believe it is time, everybody, to kick this off into good old-fashioned time-lapse mode and plan out and terraform and everythingify our village for our Central Valley. And there we have it, everybody. Our brand new village expansion is planned out. It's a lot of buildings. I really wanted to get some more projects over in this area and keep expanding the base, and it's going to be so very cool. So I typically like to run through here and just plan out a bunch of general ideas for the structures. These aren't all permanent ones. These aren't all going to be sticking around exactly as the shapes that they are, but it just kind of helps me define the roadways a little bit to see what we want to do. And it looks like there are some mobs under here from looking up at the minimap. So that is super fun. But my friends, we just added a bunch of new mods onto the server here, and I'm so very excited for it. And most importantly, look at these sunglasses. I love them. I am absolutely in love with these. We added, for one, we added the cosmetic armor mod, which allows you to get, you know, cosmetic armor. So I still have my normal stuff on, but we can get something that looks a little cooler, like these sunglasses. The mod also includes a lot of really cool little decoration bits that we can throw around the place, and I figured some of these would actually fit in very well with this area that we're creating up here for now, which I think will be so awesome. I might need to go get a little bit more dark oak to make this thing happen, but first and foremost, we have succulents. Look at these things. Where can I put one down? We can have one right here for now. Look at that little succulent. It's so cool. We have that one, and then there's also, we can put another one right up in here. Look at that guy. Oh, I love these so much. And then there's another one that I picked up that I'm super excited about, is we can have a ceiling fan, which I believe, yeah, we're going to have to bring that down a block or two. But I thought it'd be kind of a cool way that we can have something hanging up in here and have some more interest into the ceiling. So we can put one over here, we can put one over there. And that looks so much better, just having these little guys up there. Oh, that's so very cool. I also extended this out, so I took away our mouse for now. I think we're okay with just a keyboard on our computer. And I added in these little summer shirts. We also have these shirts, but I think the summer ones probably fit the vibe of our villa here a little bit more. So that's awesome. I'm gonna have so much fun decorating with this stuff. I'm kind of glad that I waited a little while to do the interiors of everything in here, because we've got so many more options now. Hanging plants and wall plants for one, a slime ball and a flower pot. We're doing it. All of the walls in this area are just gonna be fully filled with things, but things like plants. And I'm so very excited for that. I love that little, oh my gosh, I love that little thing. That's so awesome. I was just flying over to the desert to grab some cactus, because for the final thing I want to do in today's episode is I want to set up a little bit of a cactus farm, because it's a pain in the butt to gather. And this sugar cane is up here at, that looks like about, what are we looking at? That is a 215. This is 40 blocks shy, or yeah, 40 blocks, I think. 256, about 42 blocks shy of hitting the world height limit. I think, and it gets all the way up to there. We're going to go ahead and chop it all down, but nothing prior to that one. But for now, it's time to focus on getting a little cactus farm, because unfortunately, cactus does not grow that tall. So my idea is that we can repurpose this area, which was previously being used as a bit of a mob farm for our triple zombie spawner that we had, and we can fill it up with cactus. And basically the way that we can make this cactus farm work is it's not going to be perfect, but we can do something like this. And then if we position a fence right here next to it, this cactus will try and grow because it thinks there's that spot, and then the block is next to it, which the fence would connect over to the thing, and then the cactus pops off. And so we can just fill the entire place inside of here full of these little contraptions, and then they should all flow down here into the bottom, which would be just great. And for now, I've set up a little tiny collection system just with a single chest with a hopper pointing into. I ended up filling up this entire area inside of here with some lovely cactus stuff, and set up our small collection system down here with 2 double chests for ourselves, and waited about 20 minutes, and we got 22 cactus. Well, this thing is going to work really well for us over time as it's around and kind of doing its thing, and you know, all that stuff. It'll just kind of be going on in the background, which is totally fine. That's all we really need it for. Didn't need anything too extreme out of that one. I can't stop laughing when I see these sunglasses. They're so funny looking. I love them. But anyways, I was just about to start this clip off here and say thank you all so very much for watching today's episode. Unfortunately, that's gonna have to do it for this one. And just as a quick reminder here, if you were thinking about it earlier and like, oh my gosh, this video is so amazing, I can't work on that right now, I have to finish the video. If you want to make any fan art and get that fan art displayed here inside of this lovely villa, I got a bunch of walls that need to be filled up with a bunch of awesome art from all of you. So please be sure to get on that and make some for me and send it over and all that cool stuff. I'm so excited to see what y'all can make here. But anyways, my friends, please be sure to click that like button if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are brand new. And my friends, I will catch you on the fWhip side.